Hey friends, looking forward to this Sunday, February 16th, and welcome to Biblical Studies Today Sermon Spotlights. I'm up at my church, the Masters Community Church, in John 14. We are now walking through the farewell discourse, wrapped up chapter 13 a couple of weeks ago, took a break for Valentine's Day, and now plowing on here in the upper room discourse, the farewell discourse. Such a rich text. Here we have this unit of text, John 14 to 16, and we need to think about it that way. Whenever we do sermon spotlights, we're thinking about literature, history, theology. I want to talk about the literary features of this sermon. It really is some interaction with Jesus, but it reads like a sermon, and his presentation to the disciples, it needs to be understood holistically. Just last night with my small group, we read through the whole sermon, catching all the themes together. And you see that the irony here at the end of John 13, the disciples are distressed because Jesus is going away. And here he said that in chapter 13, and now in chapter 14, they're distressed about it. And the irony is that it's to their advantage, to their benefit. Jesus says in chapter 16 that he's going away, because as he goes away, he's preparing a place for them. The Spirit will come. The Spirit will enable them to do even greater works than Jesus in terms of the quantity and the broad scope of all the disciples with the Spirit in a community of love and fellowship scattered around the world across generations, the quantity of works that Jesus does through us. So here we have these literary themes of irony coming out of chapter 13 into 14 and the success of the disciples that Jesus sets out here. And this is theology. This is the in one another-ness of the Christian life. Clive Boucher's excellent book writes about this. He makes the statement this way: those in one another relationship with the Son participate in his life pattern, work, and mission, not only in the nature of the works, but also in the very doing of them. And when we think about the historical situation of the disciples here, Jesus going away, threats from the Sanhedrin lead to Jesus' death, certainly they would be afraid, but God is going to preserve them by their loving Spirit in their community together. They will persevere and glorify the Son as the Spirit works through them. So many themes coming together here. And the reality of the church, ecclesiology here is just right at the center of what we're looking at, Jesus establishing this new community. We'll catch up afterward and hear how it goes, but looking forward to beginning John 14. For more sermon spotlights, go to biblicalstudiestoday.com, and for information on preaching and New Testament classes, go to mbts.edu. See you again next time.